Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
Getting quite a few messages lately from people that think that my videos are fakes and staged and not genuine. Wow. This really caught me by surprise. My whole thing is about honesty and transparency. The Running Raw project has always been about transparency. If I didn't do well in a race, I can't hide that. I put the results up. You can see them. I have no interest in pretending to do what I'm doing, or no interest in pretending to be depressed. That's not fun. That's not going to get me into a relationship, pretending to be depressed. So it doesn't make sense to me. But when I think about that, we're often so zoomed in on our thoughts, on our belief systems, on our past perceptions, which we paint the future with and which we paint the present with, that we miss out on everything else that's going on around us. And I have trained myself, it's taken a long time, and I've still got a long way to go, but I have trained myself to look for other things, other than just what I believe. I've trained myself to turn over stones, and turn over new leaves, and look underneath, and ask questions about what I see. And when I find that I have a certain belief, I go back and I do the research again, and I see if that belief still holds. Maybe there's new information now. Or if I've been doing a certain training program for a long time, maybe I'll reinvent it for a little bit to see if there's something new there, instead of just thinking that I know what the answer is and that's all I can see is my own certainty. So for a lot of people, it seems like these situations might be staged. I fall and suddenly have an epiphany. No, that's what I've trained myself to do. I've trained myself to look for the blue sky when I fall. I train myself to notice things when I'm in the shower. I train myself to notice things when I'm running. I train myself to listen to conversations, to hear what's not being said. This is who I have become. And when you live in a world where it only shows up the way you want it, where it only shows up based on the colored glasses that you're wearing, then yeah, it's going to be strange if somebody says the world is green and you say, no, 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 it's pink, because I'm wearing rose-colored glasses, so the world is pink. You're pretending that it's green. That's fake. These videos are my way of showing you how I'm opening up to my world so that I can function inside of it, and showing you ways that you might be able to open up your own world. Maybe, maybe not. It's cold and windy and miserable outside today, but there's no snow on the ground, except on the mountains. Our snow melted during a warm spell we had. So now it's just this miserable, cold winter that you really can't do anything in. You can't go snowshoeing or cross-country skiing or plodding around in my boots in the deep snow. And that's difficult. And I could choose to shut down and see that as an excuse not to do well at the Empire State Building, because I attribute my success last year, I was 4th, to snowshoeing and cross-country skiing every day, because it really made me tough. My legs were so strong. I did a couple hours a day of cross-country skiing and snowshoeing, and I can't do that now. So part of my brain's like, well, there's no point in really going anyways to the race and trying to do well, because you can't do the things that make you good. And suffering on a stair machine and suffering on a rowing machine and suffering on the leg press, that's no way to go through the next few months or a month and a half. So, just don't even try anymore. There's a voice saying that. I hear that voice, I acknowledge that voice, I thank that voice. I don't fight it, I thank it. And then I choose another path. I let it advise me, but I don't have to listen to its advice, or I don't have to take its advice. I respectfully decline its advice. I have to look for other possibilities. I have to look at what I'm taking for granted. Because there's always something that you're taking for granted. Always. Got a smoothie right here, another green smoothie. It's broccoli, kale, banana, and blueberry. It's so good. Have you ever tried drinking or chewing a smoothie with your eyes closed? Because when your eyes are open, there's other stimulus coming in. But when you close your eyes and do it, you focus on the flavor more because you don't have the distraction of visual stimuli. Try it. Take a look at the glass. Is it half full or is it half empty? Which one? What type of person are you? Are you the optimist that sees the glass as half full? Or are you the pessimist that sees the glass as half empty? Well, what I have learned and what I've created for myself is not to see either one. I try my best, and this is a practice. This is not something that just magically occurs and you can do it in every moment. It's a practice. I practice not to see it as half full, and I practice not to see it as half empty. I practice seeing this glass as full. Right now, this glass is full. And right now, outside, even though there's no snow on the ground, I have to see this day as full. Because there's something that I'm taking for granted. Because I have zoomed in too much. And I'm only thinking about snow training. I'm only thinking about the Empire State Building, and I'm taking other things for granted. So I have to zoom out. I have to pull back. And I have to look at the bigger picture. What am I missing? So how can I say that this glass is full? Am I delusional? You're looking at it. I mean, there's smoothie going up to here. Yeah, there's a little bit of smoothie on the sides, but I can't say that that makes the glass full. Take a look. What are you missing? What are you taking for granted? The glass is only full to here with smoothie. But what is the rest of the glass full of? What are you not seeing? It's full of air. Is air not important? Because when we say the glass is half full and when we say the glass is half empty, what we're saying is that air is not important. I can go for a couple days without drinking. I can go for a month without eating. But I can't go more than a few minutes without breathing. Air is the most important nutrient, or should I say oxygen, is the most important vital nutrient for human life. It's the thing you need most often. You can go for a while without food, you can go for a while without water, but oxygen? You gotta have it, and a lot of it. And this glass is half full of it. The most important nutrient to human survival. The thing that if you're lacking it, you will die within a matter of minutes, is filling half of this glass. And yet you say that it's not important because the glass is only half full or half empty of smoothie. You're saying that smoothie is what's important. Air has no significance. Air is not important because we take it for granted. We're not grateful for that. So this glass is full. So when I look outside and I don't see snow and I start to think about, my winter falling apart and my training plans falling apart and now my shoulder and my shoes and everything else, if I think about that, what am I missing? Am I missing the air? What else is going on? It's cold outside. I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful for that because right now it's nasty outside. I've got a glass. I've got kale that somebody grew for me. Who knows where, what part of the country or world this kale was grown in. And I can complain about whether the glass is half full or empty, a smoothie, but who made all the food that's in here? Am I taking that for granted? So zoom out. Pull back. What are you missing? Are you missing something as important as air in your life? That you just assume is always going to be there for you? That you just assume is a given? Something crucial to your survival? Because when people start making assumptions like that, before you know it, the air is full of toxic chemicals and it's no longer breathable. Because we just assume that it's always going to be there for us. It's always going to work. It's something that we don't have to worry about. We can just take it for granted. Because we're worried about whether the glass is half full or half empty. Pull back. Zoom out. Cheers. That's easy like Sunday morning.